Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in part number 46 in this amazing book, The Way to the Quran, by Khurram Murad. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the author abundantly. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. My thanks also go to the Pretoria North Muslim Educational Institute for giving out free copies of this book on the occasion of the inauguration of Masjid-Sulaiman, and we join them in their dua, that we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts this effort and that He makes it a means of guidance and ithali thawab for all those who have passed on. Ameen. As well as to you, the viewer and the listener to this programs. Ameen Rabbil Alameen. And for your family. And thanks go to the Pretoria North Muslim Education Institute, Masjid-Sulaiman, as well as to the Islamic Foundation, Leicestershire, United Kingdom. Brother Haris Ahmed has given me kind permission to share this book with you, so that thereby we in South Africa, as well as on the African continent and elsewhere in the world, can benefit from this wonderful book, and thereby we can get an understanding of how to go through the Quran. So today we are busy with chapter number 5, which is the study and the understanding of the Quran. Right, so join me as we go through. This is part number 46. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You cannot gather the full and real blessings and treasures of the Quran unless you devote yourself to understanding the meaning of the Quran, unless you know what the Creator Supreme, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what your Rabb wants from you, and what your Rabb wants you to understand, because the only way to implement the Quran is to understand what it says. This is not to deny that even those who cannot understand it may partake of its blessings. So even if you don't understand the Quran, as long as you read it out of devotional practice, to say, you know what, I do not know Arabic, but I know that this is the word of Allah, this is a kalamullah, and then you kiss it, you show respect to it, and you read it, and you get tremendous blessings. For alif lam mim is not one word. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, for alif you get 10 rewards, for lam you get 10 rewards, for meme you get 10 rewards. And I haven't done it, but I'm sure there's you can do a quick research on Google that how many words are there in the Quran. I must probably do that research. Probably you can do it. How many words are there in the Quran? I know there's verses, probably about more than 6,600 verses, right? But how many words are there in the Quran? And then how many actual letters are there in the Quran? How many letters, like alif, lam, mim, alif, ba, ta? How many letters are there in the Quran, right? Because the Quran is identical. What it was 1400 years ago, what it is today, the Sunni got the same Quran, the Shia got the same Quran, the Sufis got the same Quran, everyone got the same Quran. So the number of words and up to the exact letter is the same. Now imagine, like let's say you can do that research. I don't know how many, maybe say it's 1 million letters. I'm just giving an example. So there's 1 million letters, you get 10 times reward. So it's 10 million rewards when you read the Quran. And if you're reading it on special occasion, it's even 700 fold reward, 70,000% reward. Or if you're reading it at the Haram in Makkah, you're reading it at the Kaaba, and some people make tawaf with the Quran. Now imagine the reward for every letter. You get 10 rewards, but the Kaaba, you get 10 rewards multiplied by 100,000. So you get 10, 100,000, you get 1 million rewards for every letter that you read in the Quran. And imagine, while you are sitting there, you're getting the reward. But imagine if you're doing tawaf. So it's not only 1 million for every letter, you're getting millions upon millions upon millions of reward. Allah is Ghafur Rahim. Allah is so merciful that He said that if you love my book, this is the reward that you're getting. Absolutely amazing. So the people who got this amazing opportunity to go to Makkah and Medina, or to go to the 3 most important Haramain, Masjid al-Makkah in Makkah, Masjid al-Medina in Medina, and Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, Palestine, then you get your rewards. Endless number of rewards, reward upon reward upon reward, because you are doing it. Why? Because this is kalamullah, this is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is His spoken word that He is talking to you through the Quran, and we can thereby, just out of love for it. So if you understand it, well and good, absolutely amazing. But even if you don't understand the Arabic, the very fact that you say this is the Quran and you get so much rewards. And many years ago I read one of the books. I'm not saying this is a hadith, so please do not misunderstand me. One of the sheikhs of the ulama was narrating a story, and he said that one of these elderly people, he did not know Arabic. He could not even read or write, right? But he was a Muslim, was a very sincere Muslim, but he loved the Quran But he could not read or write. He did not go to school. He did not know what is alif, ba, ta. He did not know that. But you know what he used to do? He used to wake up in the morning, he used to make his wuzu, he used to kiss the Quran. He used to kiss it, then he used to put it back onto the shelf. Every day he used to do that. And because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him paradise. Imagine. Why? Because he showed so much love and reverence for the Quran. Another example, and you know this very famous story where this fellow, also he did not know much of the Quran itself. He was not like a very pious person, he was not praying 5 times namaz and all of that. And he found a piece of paper on the ground. He picked it up, he kissed it, he put it in his pocket. Why? On that was written Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And because of that one act, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave him and he got his paradise. So we do not know what little action that we will do with which our Creator will be happy to us. But what is absolutely guaranteed, where the Quran tells us that every deed that you do, no matter how small or big that deed is, as long as it's a good deed, that it is a guarantee that you will be rewarded for that deed. And the amount of reward you will get for the deed, it depends on the Creator Supreme. We know the famous example of this lady who was a prostitute, a lady who was working in the streets of Medina, whether it is Medina or Mecca, I do not know, but she was a woman of the night, right? She was part of in today you will call it the red light district. You get it in Amsterdam and in various parts of the world, a red light district, right? In Bangkok or Hong Kong, not Hong Kong, red light district, anywhere in the world, right? Woman of the street. Now, a woman like this knows that she has committed many sins, and she will give up hope to say, what is there left for me? My Creator will be very unhappy with me. And one day she was walking through the streets. It was a very hot day in Saudi Arabia, in Arabia. I won't say Saudi Arabia wasn't born at that stage, but in the Arabian Peninsula. And she went into the well to drink some water because she was very thirsty. And she saw a thirsty dog there. And she thought to herself, myself, I'm so thirsty, and this dog is standing there panting with his tongue out. He's also thirsty. So she went back to the well because the dog does not have hands to take the bucket out of the well. So she went there, she made a special effort, or she took a shoe, put it down, took it out, and she gave the dog some water. And she basically saved that animal's life, because that animal was totally dehydrated. And because of that one good deed, the Creator Supreme forgave her. Imagine. He forgave her and she got paradise. Why? Because only the Creator, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Creator of the heavens and earth, knows what kind of heart you have got. Other people will judge you. They will point fingers at you. They will say this woman is like that or that man is like that. Because we are quick to judge. But the Creator knows that maybe this woman, she was forced into the circumstances. Maybe through her activity, she is supporting an elderly mother or a newborn baby. No one knows. But meanwhile, she's got a very good heart. And she was forced by circumstances to do it. And the standard test to show that she had a good heart was because she even showed kindness to that animals, right? So we do not know what good deed with which our Creator will be happy with us. And that's why here in the beginning of this chapter, Khurram Murad says that you will get a lot of blessings if you understand the Quran. But even if you do not understand the Quran, that means that even those who cannot understand the Quran will definitely get the blessings from the Quran, because Alif gives you 10 rewards, Lam gives you 10 rewards, and Meme gives you 10 rewards. So the whole point here is to have hope that even if you don't know how to read the Quran, start slowly. Start from page 1, start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Once you see the Arabic word, and this is also for the new revert Muslims, those who have not been Muslims before, and now you are trying to learn not only the Arabic but to read it. Try and start slowly. You'll get some, and now online there's a lot of courses for Arabic, but you may get a teacher at a mosque or someone who can help you to say, okay, this is Alif, this is Ba, this is Ta, and then your eyes will start capturing the images. When you see Bismillah Rahman Rahim, automatically your brain will say, okay, this is Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Then that way you'll get it easier and easier. It'll become easy for your eyes, it'll become easy for your tongue, and become easy for your heart. So never give up hope in the mercy of your Lord. And the way to the Quran is to do it step by step. And that is the blessing of the Quran, and that is the wisdom why the Quran was revealed over 23 years. The Quran wasn't just given to you, boom, one shot. You are not expected to read the Quran overnight. The Quran was given piecemeal, step by step, so that it got absorbed into the heart, mind, body and soul. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.